All right, welcome to Kashmir Kitab, March 3rd, 2023. We have more, we have new faces, and we have we have Vishal and Abhay, who actually are from the West Coast. So we are more West Coast people now than before. So welcome to the group, new people. Glad to have you. Now, what we just a short introduction, and I would recommend everybody, whoever does their Vaaks, before doing their Vaaks, tell your name, where you're from, and then start with your Vaaks. That way we'll just get the introduction out of the way as well. So let's get started. If you guys know, whoever wants to go first, honestly, like whoever wants to sleep first or has work or whatever.
I want to go first because actually I want to share that my dad he is undergoing a surgery right now in India. So he was just taken to the operation theater. We were expecting it to be today, but I didn't know it was going to be this early in India time. But anyway, so I'll go first. It's not a big surgery. It's a knee replacement surgery, but still it is under general anesthesia and all that. So he's in the Max Saket hospital right now.
Okay, I hope he feels better and the surgery goes well. And thanks for joining. I like this commitment.
No problem. So that's
this session is dedicated to his well-being.
Yeah, thank you. His name is Dr. Dev Kachru. I don't know, maybe somebody knows him, but
we are only learning. He probably is a big man.
Yeah, I mean, today he needs to be. But, he's an ophthalmologist. He was working with Kashiro's SMHS hospital, So he was working there for many years, like through my childhood. And my mother is a gynecologist. Her name is Kema Cole.
And I've heard of her.
She was in the Lal Vaakh hospital for many years while I was there.
I was born there.
Actually, you were born. I was also
born. Me too. I was born there.
Maybe she delivered you.
Actually, I should ask her. We should find out.
Amazing.
Wow.
She was a workaholic. Workaholic, I don't think that is an option. As Varan, doctor was but sakat duty, especially for gynecology. Not for my dad. I mean, he was ophthalmologist 9 to 5 Magar mummy was at least 2 nights, 3 nights. It was kind of tough. Chalo, Bhagwan ka story theek hi.
Yes. Let's all hope and try to take this time away from everything and try to delve into Lala's Vaaks. And I think Vishalji is doing 73, 74, 76, 77. And go ahead.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll share my screen. I have the Lal Vaakh on the screen, so all of us can see it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wow.
I was kind of. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a little bit amazed to see these. Like, I didn't know what this was. Like this thing on the right. This is like a fingertip.
Yeah, it's scanned. It's pirated.
It's what happens when you try to scan and save rare books that might get destroyed if they go out of print. Yeah. I've done one for this for one other book. That's why my fingertips are this.
Yeah. Is this out of print right now? Like it's not available?
It's not. It's available, but it's available in India only.
India.
Acha. Agar to zarat se main shukak in India because of my dad's surgery. I'm going to India on 12th. The message में मैं शुभार आता the बंदा किताब already.
Mine could much as print out when मोकलो वेस परित when मैं बासन.
अच्छा या ना अगर बेका किताब है ज़रूरत मतलब use
perfect.
But in it physically.
Thank you. We'll do that.
Okay. So ये Lal Vaakh संसार नोम तव तची मुडन किचाई तावन आये ज्ञान मुद्रा छै ज्ञानियन किचाई स्वयुग कलकिन प्रश्न आये तो Achu matlab ki samsar nom tov tatsi. Nom ch shayad wana earthen cheezen. The I mean matlab chu ki matlab samsar chu earthen tov gay use matlab flat ware chasa yahan par matlab almost like dosa type cheese bana so tov as opposed to a kadai. Tov tatsi gay matlab garam. The mud gay tim yim thoda dal cha asan. Timon is mud wanan. Mud kitsai tavna aaye. तो योता में ये पोर मैं तो फिक्री के मतलब अभी मतलब का कि मुडन खतर च युस संसार च सुच अर्दन फ्लैट वेयर युस फुटान च अगर तात पड़ते के बने हुए तम ब्रोंट च फुटा मतलब इट इज नॉट हार्ड इट इज जस्ट अर्दन चीज युस कुंती साथ एक फुटे ब्रिटल यस तो ये मुड से तिमचे संसार दे लिव देयर लाइव्स ट्रीटिंग मतलब everything as earthenware, like they don't treat it properly. Gyan mudra chai gyaniyan kitsai. Gyan mudra chai gyaniyan khatra. तो स्वयुग कलिकिन प्रश्न आए मतलब यम पुरुष मतलब यम योगी छे यम जात ज्ञान छु तिम छु पर्सनालिटी तम पन्नी योगी कैरेक्टर से as compared to ये मुड च तिम च मतलब तिम च पूरा लाइफ यूज संसार च मतलब वर्ल्डली चीजन मजी आसान इन्वॉल्व तो यू नो टिशू ये तने फिक्र तो टिशू है मतलब
अगर ते कशर पठन मतलब वन्य तात क्या बन
मतलब
अगर न कोई कशर है तगन तमिस क्या बन नहीं मैं मजाक कर रही थी
नहीं वैसे ही मतलब इट्स पॉसिबल यार मेरे बच्चों को if you put my daughter there it's a use case we have to be careful
I think we all understand it here but I don't know Abhay understands too yeah I think all of us are okay
and yeah I mean I can try to explain in English as well a little bit, but so this is the 73. Any sort of comments about this? We should have moved on to the next one.
You can move to the next one. I do want to note here that if you, I don't know if you looked at it, which we discovered by chance, that there is a second half of the book.
I did. You had told me, so I did.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to let you know the second half has the entire
I have more explanation. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I think it is 74, right?
मेरा शोर मगर आपको missing.
क्या इसके अश्तिम already cover करमित.
अच्छा ठीक है.
क्या इसके आवाज एस्कोर शुरू एक किताब पेट पात कोरस शिफ्ट याद किताब.
अच्छा ठीक. तेल कर skip then. अच्छा 74. तिम छिन मनुष्य तिम छि रेश ये एक्चुअली के हिंदी पर ये रे यू क्या था मगर एक्चुअली उर्दू पर लिखता रेश तो रेश मेक्स मोर सेंस तो तिम छिन मनुष्य तिम छि रेश यमन दिल मन निशिक गाव दिल में बासन गाव like skin like the
body
physical body
तो मन का हार्ट वगैरह so तिमचिन मनुष्य तिमचि रेश who are able to separate body from the soul they are not humans they are rishis badit to budit ब्या क्या रच badit का मतलब as you have grown older budit का as you have grown elder मतलब elderly like the old तो ब्याह क्या रची ब्याह का रचु मतलब ब्याह क्या हेल्प है क्यों तक रचुन का मतलब प्रोटेक्ट करूं के मोर मुझे बचस रचा तो बड़े बुढ़े ब्याह क्या रची if you are already old and elder nobody can protect you should have done this when you were younger फुटमितिस बानस पेया गया तो exactly मतलब
it's a metaphor
ऐसे मेटाफोर मतलब आचु वन्नु मतलब कि फुटमितिस बानस में हेक नहीं गया रोजित तो तोर में बिगड़ी कि अगर बहाने फुटमत आस्ते तेल तामस क्या क्या रोज I think it's referring to मतलब अगर इंसानी
It's like you'll be too old. You'll be too old to hold the spirit. Like, what's the point of being spiritual?
Hold the knowledge, yeah. Hold the knowledge. Gyao is like knowledge, basically.
It's like that practice of yoga, right? Your body stays flexible only if you do it regularly. It's like that. What you arthritis, you can't do it easily.
Correct. If you already go old and then try to do this, you cannot. You have to do this from the beginning.
Yeah, so you always start from the in yoga session. Your not the fancy yoga weight loss sessions, but the actual yoga session.
Not the beer yoga.
Not the namaste yoga that happens in the US. I'm talking about जो शिवानंद योगा है आपको अष्टांग योगा classes में सिखाते हैं तो जो that really stretches your body left, right, upper, niche, spine, everything. And then you move on to pranayama because pranayama, your body needs to be comfortable. So before you can receive the pran or breathing, jiski hum baat karte hain, you never start with pranayama first and then the physical. So your physical body through discipline, etc., needs to be able to hold your breath and focus on your breath and that's what this is कि आपका physical body सही नहीं रहेगा or constantly distracted from pain, any other physical discomfort, you won't be able to receive the full benefits of pranayama.
Correct.
Namaste.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Let's go to next one. 75.
75 shoes.
Oh, sorry. 75 should correct. 76. अच्छा 76 छु आचार हंजनी हुंद गोम कनन आचार छु बेसिकली मस्कुर में थोड़ा रिसर्च की क्या आचार
It's a lake.
It's a lake, yeah. मेरा इसने पता अगर अपन की डल लेक छु ताच sort of outlets, liquid outlet which go into two smaller lakes.
Yeah.
One is Anchar Lake on one side and on the other side there is another lake, I forgot, but that छु डल lake. तब क्या चुता लेकस क्या चुना you going like that Dal Gate.
Monj.
Really? Monj?
I'm kidding.
Oh no, I'm kidding.
There is Wooler also.
Is it Wooler?
Wooler to Dal connected? I don't know.
I'm like Kashmiris.
Is it Wooler?
Kashmiris are capable of naming Monj and Char as their lake. So I really thought that it's possible.
That was because
if it was up to me.
The reason they are calling it achar actually I think is also कि त्याची basically त्याच्या something shikara based vegetable stalls.
Oh, okay.
They sell vegetables on those boats. They're not shikara, they're kind of boats. Floating vegetable shops.
Floating garden जिसमें सब मिलते हैं.
So Timan
Nagin macho vanan Nagin lake.
Probably मतलब Dal Gate is connecting Dal Lake with something. Maybe Nagin Lake, yeah. Maybe Nagin Lake.
Nagin lake. Nagin तो च ब्याह खुसल सार.
खुसल सार.
मैं बात नहीं आया से Nagin ही तो है.
However, one on the other side, the Hunsga boatman in Kashmiri.
Correct.
The Hunsengai boat woman.
Correct.
The Anchar Hunsini Hund Gom Kanan. The Masan Mebasan to in order to sell the vegetables, they must be saying it loud. You कशी के रेड अस्पेक्ट से कौन सा सब्जी के ना तुम रेड वाल से जोर वानान की ओल आलू ले लो प्याज ले लो जिथे का ऐसा नहीं I mean ये बोट में मेंट बोट में ऐसा नहीं बना.
Isn't there a saying, not a saying, it's like a lingo that Hans in Patan Madi crack.
Proverb.
Oh wow.
The idea was कि इमर्स that कश्मीर में जो था मैं मतलब याद छु अगर कहाँ उस बड़े लो लेवल लड़ाई करा तिनसे सुना है हांस एंड पर्स लड़ाई करा पाने मतलब या क्रैक उस दिवा का अगर लेडी का ज्यादा क्रैक हो गई हांस एंड पर्स क्रैक दिवा तो मतलब यो आतो सु कॉन्नोटेशन थे तो चलो doing another छु तो हेयुमा this is exactly that आलू ले लो प्याज ले लो Suchimala Nadir Shia, the Heguma. I have Nadir, do you want to buy? The अच्छा, actually इसमें थोड़ा पोर कि another word कट पर आमुद. Nadur şu, मतलब इसमें उस लिखित कि nadur şu basically na door. कैसे नगन शासा अंदर किन holes. इसलिए चुन सु door आसान. So that is the reason for the word nadur.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Nadur.
Actually, मतलब it is also Lal that is treating that as
soft,
as like the weakness in your life. You know,
nadur chute heyuma. Will you buy my?
मतलब it's something tempting and worldly.
If you remember, there was the same like for Rohan
Pran.
I had that Vaakh, I think.
Yeah.
I had.
Shruti ka Vaakh tha wo.
There was one with Nadur and one with Rohan Pran. Rohan. Yeah. But go on, Vishalji. Yes.
Sorry.
So, Pran, इससे वना वैसे गंड Pran इस वना जनरली मुसलमान तक.
मगर ताथोस ना एमचु कोरमुत pan. एमचु ताथमस pan कोरमुत. Pran as in pran.
Pran to be subject to life.
Ruhun as in ruh as in soul. Imachu temos pan korbut that Vaakh is very interesting. But we'll come back to
that. The word pan itself is pan, you know that.
Pran and then prana. Vaakh has pran and prana. The prana is from pranayam. Matlab prana is the life force that
correct.
That Prince Ji I think was talking about, right? The life force for the pranayam, and then the ayam part of it means control, and prana is the life force inside. And I think she is comparing that with the pran, because in pran also with onion and garlic, basically isme batakara use onion and garlic.
Correct. Yeah, we have covered that. As to कर्मस दात आज पूरा सेशन मागलो था तीस एकदम माइन माकली ये होते ओड घंटे आज करें आग ज़ 3 4 5 6 6 4 are 20 आज 20 Vaakh करें आज रोज़ midnight तान ये थी.
No. Anyway, so another shift है ये माँ कि बूज़ त्रुक्या तीम रूज बनन. So Turk, so basically the learned people, because Kashmir Shaivism is also known as Trika Shaivism.
Correct.
So Atmachi Shiv, Parvati, Shakti, Shiv Shakti to Byak. So it's a Kashmir Shaivism is based on the these pillars of sort of religion. The Turk gave, I think Turk gave the learned people, I think. The Tibus Turkya, Timruj Vanan. Zenun Chut Zinema. The Akshut Zenun Chut Zinema, you told me, but Piggy Karame pushes him actual lafaz, Samish Nik Magar Akshut meaning as much leak people who understood, people who were the Turkya. People they understood this, that we don't want to take nadir because nadir is considered something that is not pure,
interestingly valuable
in life. So wise people don't want to take nadir because nadir is considered hollow things in life. So Timgay actually they moved to the forest. Tournament picnic मतलब forest कम words than कोई forest के में शनी जैन उन तो चीन ये tournament picnic आके मगर the meaning is this only कि on hearing the call the wise avoided it and hinted others to follow its implication while some got so impressed यह is last learn में कि while some got so impressed that they moved to the forest. So
forest was Timrud Vanan. So Vanan must be the forest.
Timruj Vanan. Acha, that must be. Oh yeah, that's right. Timruj. Acha, one go forest. Correct. Acha, me to Vanun maga Vanun. Acha, Timruj Vanan. Me baasho ki they kept saying, but actually you're right. This is Vanan. Matlab, guess there is a saying also. I remember ki Telishu an Yelshu Van. Something like that. Ki in Kashmiri there is a saying ki there is only food when there is forest. It's an old proverb. Okay. Chalo, let's do the next one, 77.
Anchar, back to Anchar.
Anchar, matlab, Yusuf Hanjan is that Anchar Lekasmas, Timanes, I think, Anchar. I mean, at least here there is a reference to her only.
I think this is the one we did. but I could be wrong. You can go through it.
Oh yeah, this Prant Rohan, yes.
Yes.
77. Let me
This
see.
is the one I covered when we were doing from the other book, I think. Yeah.
Maybe I made a mistake. I mean, I guess since we have mentioned it, might as well do it.
70
It was fun. It was fun. We can do it again.
Yeah.
Can do it again? Okay. Otherwise, I can do 75 then.
ना
maybe
ना
we
ना
just-
वाइन करे तो 77 है वाइन शू ऐस अटके मुतैती प्राण
चलो ठीक है आचार विचार व्यचार वनुन व्यचार is I think it comes from the Hindi word vichar simple आचार विचार व्यचार वनुन मतलब भूलुन right प्रांत रोहन हेयुमा she's selling stuff so here she's saying I'm selling onions and garlic pranas buzit mazat suhun. Now the thing with onion and garlic is you have to sort of buzz them, you have to roast them in order for their flavor to come. But in the third line then it is pranas buzit mazat suhun. मतलब जो life force that buzit that was just mazineer suget suhun. Nadur shulte heyuma. मतलब it should be back to the same thing कि मतलब nadur should considered hollow. नदर गसने इंसानस गसने लाइफ में मतलब नदर ही चीज हैं कैसे तिमचे hollow things instead you spun life force if you treat that like onion and rohan यात मस्त तो थोड़ा सा उसको roast करके you hold on to that and that तमिक मज़े है क्यों तो it's it पन्निस life force उप मज़े है क्यों तो it's it instead of getting things like nadur so I think that's the meaning of that. It's over.
It's always good to actually come back to this one. I'm glad that it just accidentally happened. It was not in the list that we had covered, so I don't know. Anyways, so
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention, correct.
This,
so who wants
should become our tagline? Nadur Chhuta Heyuma. Twice 2 Vaaks back to back.
Yeah, I'm going to send this to our group. I took a screenshot of you guys. Anyways, chalo. Next, Kemishu Gatsun. Like, who wants to go next? Kemishu Gatsun.
I'll stop presenting. Or should I keep? Maybe I'll keep presenting.
You can if you are going to stay. Sure.
Yeah, I'll stay. I mean, anyway, I mentioned matlab,
this is helpful for sure.
That's for me to do right now. So.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go next.
Sure, go.
Okay. Mine are 30, 31, 32. Also, I'm Aarti Raina from Vietnam a week back. I understand everything, all the gossips, but and my Kashmiri is actually the butt of all jokes and most, so which is thoda man.
4 members get positive koshish karun kashir put.
It'll be very funny.
We're all together. We're all together in this.
We want to promote like psychological safety when it comes to speaking Kashmiri because there are people who were born after the whole Kashmir migration happened, so there is nothing to be afraid about. Just say what you feel like saying.
Buchas Nazar was mut Kashiris. मैं Delhi में ही born हुई हूँ, and like Shruti ji, I was didn't get to learn much because घर पे सारी Hindi पढ़ करा, and I've been living in Delhi NCR. I've never had much exposure except when we moved to Noida, where the whole community was. Anyway, so I moved to
Through him.
30 na? Through him. Okay.
31 या 13?
30. Akhyor.
Oh, 30th. Okay.
दो तारे दुनिया हस मुहमाया बरम पत जोनम कहनत क्या. So I enjoyed the glamour of this world for a few days, but soon understood its futile nature. This kehnata kya is, it's in a couple of other Vaaks. the whole cycle of Achi kal wo hai, parso kuch aur hai, the humdrum of life that keeps everyone busy. Havas leli mein elima porum, pare pare korum to porum na ke. So what she's saying is बहुत सारा literature, knowledge, books, काफी कुछ पढ़, and then realize the futility of all of this work. तो जितना भी ये decorated world है मोह माया च, it's all futile. The purpose is being one with the God and realizing that the God is within you. उसके बाद आप जितना भी literature वगैरह पढ़ो, वो सब futile is what she realized. Moving to 31, which I like.
Quick comment there. So you see word puri home chu. You should curse your word. Achu matlab you thi mol much asa tinchu pani kori hindi khandr khatr saman ikat karan tachuanan puri home saman. You su birch which has a khan much cool. That much I learn about this. Bab moj gai pareshan yelha puri home varvuk saman. Puri home ka matlab hai collecting and putting it together. So here also it is par korum to puri home ne kya matlab I was not able to collect it together. Itka varvuk saman pur home chi yavan itka tum kusme to collect kare. So just a side note on that.
Wow. Before Aarti ji moves on, I was still thinking about the Nadur wala.
Actually, Khanich problem.
I'm sorry.
Khanich problem, Princy ji.
I have to spell it out before you guys move on. So I don't know, like when we churn, if you want to churn on these Vaaks, this is my first time joining, on this. जब हम उसमें बोलते हैं ना कि like Rohant, like that is. And Nadur, we have to compare. Nadur, I don't think she means, and I could be wrong, this is my interpretation. I think Nadur is not a vegetable Nadur she is talking about. Nadur is human body. Nadur is human body. Are we going to focus on human body itself, or are we going to focus on soul and breath? Right?
Correct.
I think that's what
that is what it was.
Kind of,
okay.
That's exactly what it was. She was like, or you Sahakak Suhit Nadarsan Patan matlab do you still want this?
Yeah.
Basically.
So do you want to focus on your physical body, or do you want to focus on your energy system, including your soul? And
which she's comparing with Nadur, which is fragile, which seems very tasty, and which seems very correct, but it's still tasty because it is materialistic and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, I think that's the right interpretation actually. Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I think we're going. मेरे को अभी कुछ भी नहीं दिमाग में जा रहा. I think we're going too fast because we have to turn on that. What is the? It is not word to word meaning. इसका मतलब कुछ और है.
Correct.
Yes.
No, in fact,
if you look at that section at the bottom of the book, right? For that Vaakh, it talks a lot about pranayam, which we did broach upon very briefly here.
Okay. I don't have the book.
No, you're absolutely right. There's so much more depth.
So listen, Princey ji, because you've joined now, why we think everything is good and not fast is because we have actually spent, like I said, one full session on Run and Pran.
Okay.
And we have churned that also. But then later on we figured that we were doing only 2 Vaaks per person actually earlier. Now we're doing 4 because then we were like, ye to same hi bol rahe hain, hum to gyani ban gaye.
Okay. I got you.
But good point. Bring this up. Yeah.
And maybe we are assuming that people have started beginning. Okay, I'll maybe go. Shunyok Maidan Kurum Pana Me Lele Rozum na Wadna Hosh. I crossed alone the wild fields of Shunya, and Shunya, although related as 0, is actually not that full absolute, like the full universe which resides in us in the form of Shiva. That's what Shunya ka meaning is. The sights and scenes stopped my reason and sense, but I soon awakened from the mysteries. When she realizes about this, the whole world, whole cosmos inside, she was amazed by the scenes. Vizay sapnes perne pana tame adik kami hele foley lele pamposh. So thus I, Lala, with a humble background, flowered like a lotus rising from a marsh. Interesting metaphor to choose the lotus also, because lotus is, regardless of its environment or
कीचड़ में.
ecosystem, right? Also the hydrophobic property of its leaves. मतलब वो पानी में रह के भी पानी से untouched है. Doesn't allow it to touch. So that's the direction that Lala is asking us to be. कि आप जरूरी नहीं है कि आप संन्यास ले लो, पहाड़ में चले जाओ, etc. But you stay in your do your worldly duties as well. Be within those worldly duties with your families, work, etc. But also have a attachment from all of this. Know when to move out of all of this. Know when to fully be immersed in your day-to-day rituals. Or to do this, when you do this with consciously do the attached, do your worldly duties and yet stay detached like a flower, you will blossom like a flower. Or there's a Shunya ka Maidan that you will see, which is absolute, everything part of the whole cosmos. That I'll move to the next. Okay, 32. I like this one actually. Vavach graya panas vuchum, panas dipum sorrangvas. I experienced total transformation of self, something like witnessness and ornamentations with diverse decorates. Dhyanas andar damgam milis, gwanan trovum muchilapar. So I gradually fell into fits of spiritual ecstasy, a state of elated bliss with all my guna, open to all goodness. What is also explained in the notes is something that there's always जो ये बोलता है कि ध्यानस अंदर तम milis gunnan trovum muchilapar. So there's an aura around people, the realized ones. They glow. There's a distinct light, a vibe around these people, and it takes a special eye to recognize these people, recognize the realized souls, is what she's saying. Interestingly, एक और explanatory notes में लिखा है कि those who are special or realized souls or know कि उनका purpose, I mean, they are here to for a purpose, and then they leave their physical bodies, right? They even know when they will leave the physical bodies. Like that's the level of their realization. And they usually live short lives. So they only live for the purpose for which they have manifested this physical body. Beyond that, जैसे हम unrealized souls will live for the next thrill कि आज पैसा फिर नौकरी फिर घर फिर ये वो, that's what's keeping them. But the realized souls know fully why they're here in this in samsar, and once that purpose is done, they know exactly when to leave their physical bodies. It's something that they decide for themselves as well, and usually they have a very short life period. They're the special ones or the realized ones. Those who recognize such souls they also have a special life. So हर एक के लिए जरूरी नहीं है कि वो ये चीज पहचान सके या जान सके. And I would say that all of us who are here are somewhat closer to those special ones as well, which is why this company is very important. So when she transforms herself, Vavach Grai Panas Vuchum, तो एक realized soul बनते हैं और आपको the whole concept of duality goes away कि आप हो और भगवान है और शिव है. It's just everyone is the same, everyone has the same cosmos or Shiva amongst them. वो realization के बाद things or life becomes beautiful.
Thank you. That was very good. I think this is one of the good ones too.
Nice, no?
Okay, next one.
I'm done.
Okay.
That's free for me.
Okay, next chemist Shugatsun. Rajendra ji, I muted you because there was some feedback. So if you want to talk next time or now, you can unmute yourself.
What are his numbers?
Rajendra ji is 57, 63, 65, 66.
57. Okay. I'll go to 57.
Thank you. You haven't unmuted. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
now.
Oh, now I'm there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just make sure which is the first one. So 57 is the first one, right? Yeah. Asabol Padnam Sas May Vas Kidna Hoy Kidna Hay Buyod Saz Shankar Bhaktas Sas Makris Sas Mal Kyape. So pardon my Kashmiri, it's very poor, so I'm probably totally mispronouncing it. But anyway, Asa Bol Padnam Sas, meaning let them hurl 1,000 curses on me or abuses at me. May Maine Vas Kidna Hoy. So none of these curses or people may say whatever they may say. None of them finds any purchase in my heart. I don't feel hurt by that. Vayod Sahas Shankar Bhakt Asa, since I'm a true Bhakt of Shiva, Makris Asa Mal Kyapyai. That means, how can the ashes ruin the mirror? It actually makes the mirror clean. So I think what she's trying to say here is that someone who's completely immersed in the bhakti of Shiva, or in realizing the true self, such a person can never get affected by what others may say, what praises others may give, or what others may say as insults that others may shower upon you, because they know that they are pure. There's nothing that they are a complete. They are all realized beings anyway. And all of us are realized beings, whether we realize it ourselves or not. We are all Shiva nature, and it's just that most of us are unaware of it. And so she's saying that we are like this mirror, which is which people throw ashes at, but those ashes don't do anything to the mirror. It actually cleans it up, and with those ashes, you can actually make the mirror shine even better. So, and this mirror, I think it hasn't been said in this explanation here, but to me, there's a lot of, in Kashmiri Shaivism, there's this whole theory of reflection called Pratibimba Vada, which is the theory of reflection. And so this whole world of diversity, though which is one with Param Bhairav, with Shiva, it just seems to be separate, just like the images in a mirror seem to be reflecting the whole world around you. But when you look at the mirror, you realize it looks two-dimensional. If you look behind the mirror, you don't see those things. You don't see the reality, which is actually being reflected by the mirror. So the mirror is like
Sakshi.
It's like your mind. Your mind is mirroring your acts. The mind is being illuminated by the Shiv nature, which is your consciousness, and this mirror is just reflecting the prakash that comes from that Shiv nature. That's what enlivens your mind, and once you realize that nothing can, and neither praises of others nor insults of others can affect you, because you're always being pure. So that's how I understood it as. But I'd be interested if anybody else has any other interpretations of that.
Yeah, also something which was in the notes was that one way also of realize people is to control their emotions, right? Like easier said than done. So anger, ego, lust, greed, all of that. And when we succumb to those emotions, we're animals, and the human form is supposed to.
Aarti, you froze. Aarti? Okay, I think she froze for a second.
Can you scroll up a little bit? Thank you.
Express they actually are the ones who help you become a better individual. When you realize that why you're feeling this emotion, why you feel this anger towards certain people, why you feel envy towards certain people, those are the moments where you have a reflection of yourself and see, okay, I have to rise above this. तो जो हम बोलते हैं कि अच्छे आदमी के मतलब हमारे साथ ही क्यों बोलता है, actually it's to check your level of preparedness for the end. Where are you still struggling to overcome your emotions, or have you really gone beyond that? I mean, for me, this is quite a practical significance.
Right. I think that you have a good point there, that if you try to practice this thing where you try to, control your feeling of anger or hurt or things like that, that's one way of actually, improving yourself to the point where you can realize your true self. And once you realize your true self, then again, all these things don't matter to you because, you're already completely pure. There's nothing can add to you, nothing can subtract from you. So you're already realized.
I know sometimes when I do this, मुझे ऐसा लगता है मैं borderline fake कर रही हूँ because मुझे feel तो हो रहा है, but I want to say that I'm doing it.
When my Vaakh comes, you will learn more about that.
Nice. Okay, let's go on.
So let's go to the next one then. 63. Yeah. Lob morun sahas vyacharan, drog zanun kalpun trav, nishishoy tay dur mogarun, shunya milit gav. So lob morun sahas vyacharan. So she's saying lob meaning desire can be killed by sahas vyacharan, meaning by meditating on your inner self, on your true self. Drog zanun kalpun trav. So don't imagine for a minute that this is something costly or something difficult. So she's saying here that you may sometimes think that all this is very difficult, trying to understand your true self is a difficult thing. She's saying actually it's not as difficult as you may think it is. Nishichuitai durma gorun. He is close to you. He meaning, Shivji or your true self is close to you and can be attained right here. Shunya milit gav. A void has merged within the eternal void. So I think in a sense this is a very, in a lot of places where you think this is such a difficult path to achieve your true awareness, she is actually trying to say it's not as tough as you may think it is. So just do it and you will achieve it, and nothing can stop you from it because that is your true self, It's right there, and you literally don't have to do anything to realize yourself.
Actually, we can't. So Rajendra,
I'll wait for Vaakh to tell what to do. She hinted that she has the solution for all this.
No, not for all this.
Those 5 emotions. Amrita, you're on mute.
Oh. So, okay, 2 things. One is that when Aarti talks, Rajendra ji, you are not able to hear her because you have a feedback in your mic. Okay,
okay, I see. Let me turn my thing off.
That is one thing. But now I am talking, so it's okay. But secondly, is that why I said my Vaakh will tell you, because you said you have a feeling that you have attained that part.
Or no, I have a feeling that I'm borderline faking it.
That only. Yeah.
Acha, okay.
Means
I will.
you don't know that, right?
How
You
to
don't
deal
know
with
that.
this, how to deal with imposter syndrome, Amrita will tell us.
Not just not imposter. It has something to do with that. Okay, we'll come to that.
We'll come to that. Yeah.
Does anyone know what this means? Like dur mo garun. Nishishuit dur mo garun. Nishishuit matlab chahiye nahi. Panisi nishishuit dur mo garun.
Don't make it far. Like it's already there with you. Don't push it away.
Acha. What is garun?
God only knows.
अच्छा चलो ठीक है हाँ मतलब तो ठीक है
It's not too far away. Dur means too far away.
दूर का दूर
Dur ko dur, right? Like
God.
Durba Garun.
It says don't imagine it to be far from you.
I feel like I think the meaning is fine. He's literally asking what does Garun mean. So I think it's like
consider.
Dur Karun, but Dur Garun, maybe like dragging it. Maybe dragging.
Consideration, like consider. Nishichuitai dur mo garun. He is close to you. Don't think he is too far away from you. Dur mo garun. Consider. Like don't consider him, he is too far away.
Okay.
Shunya milit gav.
शून्य का शून्य से मिलित
शून्य का मिलित ना गाव.
ठीक
don't consider it. Okay, don't consider it that it's out.
Don't consider. Okay.
So now it's a Kashmir term garun, like consideration. That's what I think it is.
Acha. Yeah, that's what I was looking for because I didn't know.
That's good. We get to learn some Kashmiri words now. That's nice.
Yeah, we should. That's why, if you know something interesting here, interject and...
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did because I also didn't know the word Garun.
Basically, the human word and it's mushkil to find this in the dictionary because it's not the root word here. Maybe the root word is gar ya ketut. Gar, which is a form of that word. So इसलिए, finding these is a little harder in dictionary.
We'll only have to create the dictionary, then it'll be there.
Yeah. From the 1900s, no one has been able to do it. This Grierson thing I have, this is like 1893. Ishwar Cole, this is the University of Chicago thing.
Yeah, it's on their website as well.
It's on the website too, but I have like hard copy, but it's easier. Hard copy is a little bit easier if you want to. But anyway. Okay, who's next?
I think number 65. Shiv Gur to Keshav Palnas, Brahma Praran, Vyav Volvasas, Yugi Yug, Kalye, Parznayas, Kusadev, Ishwar, Pet, Chidis. So Shiv Gur to Keshav Palnas means Shiva is the divine horse and Keshav, Yani Vishnu, is the saddle.
Okay.
Brahma, Praran, Volsayas. So Brahma is waiting. I think this is Praran, right?
It's the older version of the word. Bachwana Praran, but Musamachwana Pyaran. Purani Zamana was a Shatafwana Pyaran.
Okay. And Volsayas means happily or with, jubilantly.
Oh, Volsayas.
Yogi Kale Parsnayas, meaning only the yogi, Yug, Kale Parsnayas, only the yogi can know, can recognize Kusdev Ishwar Pet Judges, means which God will mount this divine horse. So it's a beautiful kind of imagery here. So Shiva is the one who is the divine horse, which means Shiva. So in this point, the trinity of Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma are distributed within a metaphor that seems very festive. Shiva is to be understood not only as the supreme being, but as a specific manifestation of the supreme, as the horse, which symbolizes the route to enlightenment. Vishnu, as the preserver, is the saddle, ready to take the route, and Brahma is jubilant at the stirrup, eager to be off and away. But the ride will not commence until the yogi decides which god shall mount the horse. And that's the scene within this. Then the next 66 also is kind of a joint, these two are kind of to be taken together. So 66, Anat Kha Swarup Shunyale, Yas Nav Navarn Na Guthur Na Roop Tarup, Aham Vimarsh Nad Vyandan Yas Bon, Soy Dev Ishwar Pyat Chedas. So Anhat means the unstruck sound, Anat. Kha Swarup meaning whose body is space, and Shunyale means whose home is the transcendental void. So this unstruck sound, meaning the Omkara, whose body is just pure space and whose home is this transcendental void. Yes, Nav, na Varn, na Guthur, na Roop. So means who has neither name, nor color, family, or shape. Aham Vimarsh Nad Byandan Yas One, who is self-aware, that is known as Nad Brahma. Aham Vimarsh Nad Byandan Yas One. So that is known as Nad Bindu. So this Nad Bindu is again one of the sacred symbols of Shivji, or of pure consciousness. Sui Dev Ishwar Pyat Chadas. That is the divine Devta that is capable of mounting that horse. So someone who has struck the unstruck sound, whose body is space, whose home is the transcendental void, who has neither name, nor color, nor family, nor form, who meditating on himself is both the source and the sound, that Lord is capable of mounting and riding the celestial horse that he talked about in the previous Vaakh, that she talked about in the previous Vaakh.
So what does it mean? What does it mean?
That's a good question. Sorry.
What does it mean, the first line, one who strikes the unstruck sound? What does that mean?
So I think from what I understood it as is the unstruck sound is just basically the pure Omkara sound, which actually is not even Om is like Om, right? It encompasses all the syllables of the spoken word. But the part before that and the part after that is unspoken part of it, which is part of the Omkara. So when you say Om, Om, you're actually supposed to concentrate on the part in between the two things. And that's where you get, which is supposed to be the unstruck sound, It is like it's pervading in the whole ether, but it's that thing which gives you it's one of the ways to actually do the self-realization by just concentrating on that Omkara. And that Bindu is also... Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to contribute a little bit here. So, unstruck sound is very... So, the point is that when you say Om, it's basically made of only swaras. There are no consonants inside it.
Correct.
So, swaras are the sounds which don't require tongue to be used. Tongue is basically used as a mixer into the vowels. So the point, so they are indicating, pointing towards Omkar over here for sure. But the why they call it unstruck is because because we are not mixing the sounds together, essentially. You would hear the same unstruck thing with Sadhguru also. I'll find out that portion. They have also used the same words in South. This is a common phrase called the unstruck sound. Yeah, I'll look for that link and maybe post it.
So you're saying that because they're vowels, they are not, they don't have consonants. Consonants have struck sounds, right? They can go, 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 go. No, they are actually, whereas these are vowels which have to have some consonants. I mean, to
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, that's a very deep meaning. Yeah, if you find, please post it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, and basically, when Sadhguru explains about the Om, he says it's not Om, it's Ah, and then you just close your mouth, and it will automatically turn into Om. So basically, when you say Ah, you focus on your navel area. You know, that's one of the points, right? So once you focus there, you go up. So you say Ah, you go up. As you go up, you reach to your to the pit of the throat, and then you reach to the nasal area. The mouth will close automatically. So that's the true way of saying because you're not just uttering the word Om. You're basically putting stress on your points on the chakras. You're starting from the navel and going up. That's what I think. That's what I remember from Sadhguru saying that as well.
And also why it is
strikes.
Why it is actually capitalized, and anything that is capitalized is basically him, Shiva or Supreme. So I think what it literally here means that one who strikes the unstruck sound which is of Shiva, right? Basically that's all it is. But Rajendra ji, you have to introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm Rajendra Razdan. I live in Washington D.C. I've left Kashmir at a very young age, so that's why my Kashmiri is very poor. But but it's going to be the butt of jokes, as Aarti was saying, so that's fine.
I mean, I think we are glad to have you in this conversation.
And Princey ji also, and Abhay also.
Yeah.
But I have fantastic memory. Though I've been for a short time in Kashmir, my grandfather was, I'm very close to him, and he used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, do his rituals, prayers for about 4 or 5 hours. He would be in meditation, deep meditation. And so that has stuck with me in terms of his ability to do all those things. So.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
I'm done with mine, I think.
Yeah, he's done. I think Abhay will probably send that link, and he has also run away because he's very shy. Anyways, Princey ji.
You're saying that after he left?
No, it's an assignment.
It's recorded. He can watch it. Yeah, Princey ji, I think everybody knows you except for Vishal. I think you guys haven't met. So yeah, you can introduce yourself.
So Vishal, I'm from Florida. My name is Princey. I was originally from Jawaharnagar. So same thing. I think we were teenagers when we left Kashmir. Baki क्या बन मतलब मैं कोशिश करता ठीक because I was a teenager. मैं वहीं पे रही हूँ.
अच्छा. So. But this was brother. Bosses का साथ school Davy school असलो
Oh, I know you, Vishal. I know. I think we were. You know Vikas, right? Vikas school. I think we are in the same group. Davy school group. Facebook page है वहाँ पे.
I am not in any group in Facebook.
You're not? Okay. I know we had I had couple of Vishal Kachus as classmates, so don't know like याद नहीं है.
But Davy school is core सिर्फ 5th classes था.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still with the group. But yeah, I went to different schools after that. Magar Malbag, Bekunja.
Exactly.
But I used to live in front of DAV, so I was very close to the. Present Davis School is working.
Miss Preeti Kachru, but question. Okay. All these years from 3rd to 9th till the migration, I was in DAV school only.
Well, so, it's all on record, guys. It's all on record.
Oh, chalo, koi baat nahi. It's good. If it can make people laugh, why not? Achha. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I'm from Dublin, California. I don't know, did I say this when you were here? Because in the beginning, I did introduce myself. But so I live in Dublin. Dublin is a city 30 miles-ish east of San Francisco. The migration ke time pe I was like 14 years old. And I've been here in the US since 1998. So that's the thing. I have two kids. One is a boy, senior in high school, and second one is a sixth grader, my daughter, Ishan and Ria.
Cool. All right. Now that we have three more people left. So I would say East Coast go first because Meera has dropped off. She says she can't come back because her laptop got discharged, and also I think it is kind of late there. So Vinita ji, do you want to go first, and then Shruti will go?
Sure. My name is Vinita Ganju. I live in New Jersey, basically South Jersey, all the way towards the end, closer towards Philadelphia. I grew partly in Srinagar, but I can Machuko Tagan. I think not as good as yours, Vishalji, but I think I'm okay, kind of. I hope.
You're good.
मैं गरिक रोजान शुपुर रामन की बात माता मलस रोजान वजीर बाग.
अच्छा कब एज टाइम सुते कशीर
different times Zayas Kashire Patagayas Bhutan Nepal Patayas Vapas Various Patagayas Vapas Middle East Patayas Vapas Patakurum Convent Purum Donvarian Pat Women's College and then out.
Okay.
Oh, you well traveled.
Basically in out.
Matlab then it's quite an accomplishment कि तो जो वारे कोशिश कर रहा था मिसाल में पास आ.
My grandmother, my daddy is na इसी रोज़ान in between, so ज़रूरी होता चुन.
Okay, cool.
52 to 55, so 52. Kayas Balti Mayas Zagun.
Ak second. Rajendra ji, I'll have to mute you again. I think there is a feedback. Have you have probably there's some speaker that's very loud. Okay, now it's fine.
Kayas Balchwi Mayas Zagun. Pranas Balchwi Shabad Swarup. Ayas Balchi Tattva Vid Zanum. Gyanas Balchwi Adi Ant Time. The common physical activity diverts mind from its essential purpose, and the exercise of breath, again pranayama, leads towards God. The real purpose of life process is to realize the ultimate truth of Shiva, and diverse knowledge shows paths to eternal success throughout. So basically, Lala is saying that we go through gives a wide description of realities of life, that the mundane human activity we do keeps us deeply involved in our worldly existence. But the other essential feature of life, which we all do, is exhale and inhale, or breath, which is an automatic physical process, which is essential to life. But she says, besides its normal function, it has a far deeper significance, which almost all human beings ignore. So Laleshwari was a big crusader of this life force called prana, which, if regulated and exercised in a systematic way under the guidance of a competent teacher, would lead a long way to the real purpose of life, besides removing many adverse health conditions. Prana is present in all the cells of our body. So basically, again, pranayam, like you all say, that when you reach that ultimate meditative state, and if you have a competent teacher, that leads you on to spirituality. Basically, we all humans have it. We inhale, we exhale, but we don't take it a step further. We just leave it at that. So that is what she's saying.
And just to add, this is so true. Because lately, I have been learning more from Sadhguru. So there is some, I don't know if anyone of you, kind of follow that. So there is a Kriya that he recently taught us. I was in III. It's called Shakti Chalana Kriya. So when you do these focused breathing, like if you think logically about it and you're like, okay, it's inhalation and exhalation, right? It's a respiratory system. There's nothing to it, right? Lekin the Shakti Chalana Kriya that he taught us, I honestly, when I breathe, there are certain ways you breathe and you touch your fingers in a certain way. I can focus my breath on different lobes of the lungs. And I can certainly feel it without being hallucinative or मुझे कुछ नहीं ऐसे ही दिख रहा है ऐसे और ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. You can literally change the fingertips that he taught us, and I can see, okay, now I'm focusing on my lower lobe of the lungs. I'm moving to the upper part of the lungs. I am focusing on my liver, and you feel the vibrations, and you feel it. It was mind-boggling when. जब मैंने पहली बार सुना, you always go with the logic, especially you are in medical field and you're like, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, it's a breathe in or breathe out, और कहाँ से होगा, ऐसे कैसे होगा? But then just the way you touch your fingertips changes your breathing, and you literally feel it. This totally opened my eyes this time, what they are saying, it truly means it. Just wanted to add that there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, यहाँ तो काफी पहुंची हुई हस्तियां हैं. Now I feel like totally. I don't even meditate. I don't even know how to. वो तो last time I learned how to do the basic breathing with closing my nostrils. That's the basics I know. That's it. But
I feel like there's a teacher in the group and I'm suddenly conscious of what I'm speaking and if I may sound dumb.
No, but I'm just learning, but because they are focusing so much on the breath. This breath is not simple that what we think what we think it's just inhalation. It's more than inhalation and exhalation, a lot more.
Maybe one of these sessions we can dedicate 15 minutes and you can have us do what you have learned.
Oh my gosh, I can never do that. I am so sorry because they have Ishangas. They are trained teachers, because you can hurt somebody by teaching them and not be a trained teacher.
That's
the first thing. You never want to learn yoga from somebody who's still learning. You want to always learn it from a learned teacher. You can mess it up.
Bhavane वापस जी चीज छस बवानान ये हमेशा आगो के अश्च पारन कुंडलिनी ये ते कुंडलिनी पर्यो गोपी पंडित गोपी कृष्ण से तो तेरो पाने फिक्री आगो सो ब्यागो दपान की बैंगलोर इन दिस निमांसस मंस छ यीता लोग छ तद मंस मेजॉरिटी यमो योगा गलत छ कोरमुत मतलब तो
that's why so you always want to it's very important.
I feel you're right. It's because I work for an MNC and they have these mindfulness sessions where they will ask, there's a Teams call happens, they'll ask you to join in, and someone in their fancy very simple voice will say, okay, breathe in, breathe out, oh 15 minute ke baad tum wapas you want to kill your manager, and you're like, what happened to that?
So अच्छा ना टेम्सन्स गलती की है वैसे.
So I presented last week. I had a presentation here where I presented Sadhguru's yoga tools. I didn't teach them any yoga to a group of primary care physicians here. I had maybe 100-120 physicians who joined. To be very honest, I at the end of the session, everybody was Google searching Sadhguru, and ye sare gore the yahan ke, and everybody was searching who is Sadhguru, what is Isha Kriya. Because मैंने Harvard से research लिया था. Harvard is doing a lot of research on Sadhguru's Isha Kriyas and everything, and I presented just only the stats, and those research studies have been published. So कोई ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, because you want to present something that's evidence based. So at the end, everybody was searching and everything, ये है क्या?
ये ले शैम्बू भी कोर ना, ये मैं कोर तो से फिलाडेल्फिया उसके साथ ही उन्होंने लिखा था कि would you want to join the study? तो because they so my data point is also in there, by the way.
Yeah.
So are you done with the Bhavaspandana and the Shunya and all that also?
Yeah, I'm done with Bhavaspandana. I'm done with Shunya. I'm going for Samyama this time.
Em trayo din dunya e gaye pahad na manza. Yo ines वापस.
Yai वापस खबर कितना अंकिन years गमत.
ना MS go प्रति बिंग. MS go प्रति बिंग.
बड़ा बोल गसुन.
Ys gomaz bol em do butrav sorry bugatse magar yel em wuch Kailash emis gay Sakshi kya chana Pratibhigya pata aaye dopu ki
Amrita is so funny.
Dopun ki baisa vapas bu yete aase mehki teti shirji milet makle kat.
So how much time are you spending in the morning now? Like 2 hours for all of this? Are you doing all of this?
No, this is because I'm prepping for Samyama. I will say it takes almost 3.5, 4 hours.
Every day?
Every day. Yeah.
So once you're done with it, you'll be spending about 4 hours in the morning for all of this, right?
Oh, after Samyama?
Yeah, after Samyama.
Aapne kiya? You have done it?
I've done Shambhavi. I did it 10 years back.
Oh, okay, Shambhavi. No. Yeah. अब देखती हूँ Samyama क्या होगा यार. We'll see. So far, it's all good.
It's just stage zero. It's just stage zero. But I सिर्फ Shambhavi करमु सुचन practice करान के.
It's just शून्य स्पेट.
तोते जो वातुन जो तोते.
Zero.
वातुन जो तोते वैसे.
Literally शून्य स्पेट मतलब उसके ऊपर ही बैठे हैं हम कुछ नहीं जा.
Ashwan with Laldet ki शून्य is okay.
But according to Gita, we are on the right track.
Sorry.
Okay. Should we move on?
My Vaaks will tell you that there are multiple lifetimes, so it's okay. Don't hurry. Don't hurry.
I'm saying this. You will laugh about better we did.
It gives momentum, right?
Okay, 53. Manas Gon Chui Kansal Asun Satas
Gone.
Satas Gon Chui Gatsun Dur Zibas Gon Chui
Botch.
Bochetresh Asai Atmas Gonchui Na Asun Leaf. Basically, the substantive attribute of human mind is its fickleness, and that of the deeper conscious, its deep thought. All living creatures have a tendency to move towards hunger and thirst, but the soul, the essence of existence, prefers to be away from all the worldly affairs. So Laldat says that the human mind is the fastest medium with the fastest speed. It can traverse faster than the sound as the mental thoughts accepts no barriers. So this swift vacillation of mind is the greatest hurdle in spiritual development. That's it, right? Because people like us who can't meditate and whose thoughts wander. So that's basically what she's saying. Unless mind is calmed down and put in order, no worthwhile concentration is expected, because mind is the controller of all human activity, including all emotional and sensual outbursts. But she also says that dwelling deep, the human mind, even though it is very fickle and it doesn't stay focused, it has one more greatest thing, that is it is capable of dwelling deep into thought that keeps us abreast of knowledge and helps in mental process, basically. So it is both, right? We can, if it is vacillating, if we can control it, then we can reach greater heights like Prince C.G. is reaching it, right? Like by concentration of mind, basically. So basically, and then she also says that we all go through life and death. We keep thinking about feeding our bodies, taking care of our bodies, but we do nothing for the sustenance of our souls, basically. We go through life and death, the cycles of life and death, and it continues.
And I think it also says is to like every one as in वो चीज का वो quality है. So your heart will be distracted and will want something, or what's the next thrill that you want to have. Or चित्त is जो वो you hear it in Nirvan Shatakam as well, Man, Chit, etc. जो when you ignite your chintan or something.
Coming from Chetna.
Yeah.
Chatasgo, to remember.
Yeah.
That the student got to remember. But the word is Chetna only there.
It sounds like awareness to me when we think, like it's all these things together, sort of. Yeah.
Awareness. And the physical body knows the typical animal triggers, right? Fear, food, water, safety.
First,
And the quality of Atma is this. So I think she gives you the contrast of man to hai bhagega hai, but like you have to reflect on what direction you want to take, and your physical body will take you to all these triggers, but the Atma inside of you will tell you this. So what quality you choose, or which of the gods you decide to put on the horse is a choice for you.
Leaf kya tha? Leaf.
Very crucial word in this Vaakh actually.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Kashmiri में क्या मतलब है leaf का?
Atman gwan Atmas gwan chui na asun leaf. Chui na asun.
I'll try to find out. I'll post
the essence of existence refers to be away from all the worldly affairs. Okay, Atmas gwan chui na asun leaf. Leaf, maybe attachment? I don't know.
I'll try to find out and I'll post on the WhatsApp too.
All right. What's next?
54.
It's a very bad homework this much. Just
a quick question. What does the word Gwan mean?
Gwan is quality.
It's the Kashmiri form of the word gun in Hindi. Simple.
Okay. Okay.
Gwan. It's the same word really. Okay. But it's said in a slightly different way.
Max koruk mathis.
All right, next.
Lakte thok pet sherry has hetsam. Nendre sapnem pet brot naam. Lalchas kal za no
Chenim.
Ad yele sapnas vyathe sapnas
व्यापी है कहाँ या व्यापी है क्या
So I welcomed the lots of basically Lyakta talk means like bad language, right? People cursing you, spitting at you, basically. So she said that I welcomed the lots of abdominal notes from people around filled with abuse. Even their abominable spitting on me didn't deter me from my mission and devotion for my Lord. Ultimately, my patience bore fruit and I achieved all my goals and became one with my Lord.
This is quite straightforward.
So basically she's saying, because they did say, that she was walking around naked and she was half crazy, people thought she was crazy, but she didn't care, right? Because ultimately she had achieved whatever she needed to achieve, so she didn't care what was happening around her.
Yeah, Nindya is Ninda? Or
no, I think it's like Ninda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ninda.
Right? Yeah. Ninda is bad, like that.
Bad, right?
But what is
Kadi Ninda?
Because Sapnim is used twice here. One is in the second line and also in the fourth line. Adiyele Sapnis Vepihe Kya?
Sapnim. Even there is no spitting on devotion.
Path broad go back and front.
Adiyele स्वप्निस व्यापी है क्या आदि येले स्वप्नस why स्वप्नस why dream but he has not mentioned
dreams. It's about dream.
But it doesn't say the dream in the English translation anywhere.
Sopanga, sapna, right? If we think, but then how does it work? Right?
Is it the same because Yapachis mana ki ninda kai matlab to bad mouth somebody na ninda karne ki. So that's the thing. Ye sopun kit ke that's the thing.
Like the top Sherry Hudson.
Like the top with Sherry Hudson.
क्या हो सकता है ये सब इतने तो और सब जो मतलब Something happened.
Complete.
I think
Could it mean spellbound?
Accomplished.
Spellbound? No?
I'll be back.
But it has to be a bad word if it has to make sense in the second line. She's saying कि मेकर नंदा बात ब्रोड दाम मतलब
It means happened, I think. Sapnit means happening.
Something happened. Accomplished.
There must be a word.
Iswanan kya cha sabda?
Sabdan is one. Maybe it's a form of the same word.
Okay.
But last line was Atigeli Sapnis.
Yeah, these are two different words. The word is different than the last. You see, last में ऊपर वो है ना चंद्रमा बिंदु वाला. We are two different है. Last one चु sopun. आदियेली sopinus वेपिले क्या?
But the translation should have had the word dream in it. I think if it was really sopnus.
Or maybe she's saying I realized my dreams, achieved my goals, realized my dreams.
What's patience in Kashmiri? Patience.
Patience is I'm a skuta.
Patience है.
Taab. Patience.
ताब ना वाला शुताब.
ताब. बर्दाश्त से वैसे बना बर्दाश्त जो awkward.
बर्दाश्त word. बर्दाश्त की हिंदी मगर.
ना
बर्दाश्त है उसमें.
नहीं but cursive पे तो हमसे बड़ा.
cursive पे तिच बना.
But taab is probably.
Taab.
Okay. Let's move to the next one.
Okay. The last one is Gal Gandanam Vol Padnam Dapnam Te Yas Ye Roshe Sahez Kos. This one has been very tough for me. Sahez Kosma Uzit Karnam Bu Amalen Kya Motse. They may abuse me or jeer at me or curse at me or whatsoever pleases them. I ignore it all. Or else they worship me by showering flower petals upon me. It makes no difference to me. I simply proceed untouched by such activities of the common folk. So basically, the deeper meaning of it says that the spiritually awakened people do neither take ill of any kind of abuse that they receive. They don't even care from people on being showered with loads of whether they are appreciated or whether they are cursed. They don't care. They are already past this stage. These things are all related to the ordinary worldly affairs and hence too low for these people. Personal awakening bestows a strange thing. It's an ecstatic feeling these people have that they are so spiritually advanced that it doesn't matter. They are all far beyond. Again, they have reached that level where they don't care anymore, basically. Anger and the joys are the same two sides of the same coin, and they smile. Whether it doesn't basically nothing bothers them once they have attained this level. So I think all four of these were almost in the same kind of. They were all related to each other. That whatever it's the one thing was the pranaya, right? The breathing is not about just living. It's just about more you can reach to a spiritual awakening with that. And basically, once you give up on what people think, what people say, it's all about how you are spiritually, right? That's what matters in the end.
Yeah, and what other people are saying is not mattering to her anymore. They may shower praises on her or they may try to pull her down, but both of those things don't change how she feels about what she's doing.
I think that is how these saints must feel, right? Whether some people pray them or some people abuse them, right? Like in public, or like some of these sages have become so prominent, right? So many of the people think that these are frauds, but most of the people who have faith in them, they pray them. So I don't think any one of these people get affected by what anybody says about them.
Neither too much praise nor abuses can affect them. Nothing affects them going standard. I think that's what it is.
Because it's transient, right? It's all like in the passing. How does it, right? It's nothing should. But I know we haven't reached that level where when people talk about us, it doesn't bother me if somebody says anything to me.
I mean, you say that it doesn't bother me, but it's bothering me.
I know, I keep saying I don't care, but I must care that it bothers me, right?
Okay, cool.
So the interesting part about that is that, say for example, there is a train coming from behind you. So if you're looking at the train, you will have fear and you will want to move out. If you're not looking at it, you turn around, you won't feel anything, right? So although the train is still coming, your body is responding and not responding based on the stimuli that is coming to it, essentially. So what happens with these people is that they have so much control over the emotional releases that practically the external stimuli doesn't matter. That it is so, it's, you have to understand the difference here is that they have switched off the control of internal experience, and there is no dependence on the external stimuli for them. So like for example, they can feel good all the time regardless of what is happening outside of it. Essentially they have absolute control over the response, your own response. Like they have realized that anything that you respond to is in your control. Like for example, you may love one person, but that love is inside, you are giving that response. It is not the other person who's generating that response from you. So the thing is, you can do it to any other person. It's not that, so that's the beauty. So they have that control. External stimuli is of no consequence to them. They can control the internal response at will, essentially.
Yeah.
That is the beauty that comes with practice mostly.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, sometimes they also say that it's up to you, like, why do you don't give anybody that kind of privilege to make you angry or to make you sad or to generate negative emotions, right? किसी को इतना वो nobody, you don't give, किसी को इतना ऊपर नहीं उठाना चाहिए कि they will make you angry or make you sad. किसी को मतलब, I don't know how to say it. Don't depend on anybody else to create negative energy in you. Why are you giving them so much? Don't feed them. इतना उनको क्यों जुड़ाना है कि गुस्सा आता है, right? It's a common. अगर गुस्सा आता है, but why do you generate that anger in you? Because it's not going to hurt them. It's going to hurt you. Yet you want to kill them with your anger, but that's not going to happen.
But so the interesting thing there is that this differentiation. So normally when we grow up, we don't realize this differentiation between the response is in your hands. Because since the time we are growing up, we have associated stimuli with response like it's 1:1. This will happen, this will happen. So we assume that this has to happen. But with training, they teach you that this doesn't have to happen.
Yeah.
It's totally in your hands.
Reaction.
You may not give any response. So, but I would like to mention over there though that so there is a podcast called Huberman's podcast. He's a neurobiologist, sits in Berkeley here in California. The fantastic podcast. If you listen to them, it's about neural sciences, how brains work. Goes totally in connection with Gita somehow. I don't know why. You should read that. Although they are not depending on each other, it's opposing research essentially. Why I was telling you this, that a lot of times, like Princey was saying, that you shouldn't give the other person the power, right? It doesn't help us in practice most of the times, right? Because I have also heard this. I'm sure Princey must have heard this, and it's very hard to actually realize it in practice.
Yeah.
The reason for that is that you need to change your physical brain. Your brain chemically has to be changed to be able to do these kind of functions. So your neuron structures have to change to be able to achieve this separation, and that change
came from
meditation.
Change comes from yoga.
Meditation.
So that change, like for example, Princey is saying it right now, maybe because she has been doing now. She has done what is this? Shambhavi Mahamudra, Bhavaspanna, then Shunya. So once you do multiple sadhanas, right, there are structures that get built inside your brain. It's a perception thing. It's very hard to communicate. You would see the same color form and have a different response generated inside you because your neural structures have changed inside
I think that's what she was talking about. The Harvard is not only qualitative, but it's also like an EEG research is also done on.
Oh yeah. So they did some EEG on the people who did like Baba Skandana pre and post. They did some blood work. So they found that the pre blood work and then the post blood work, the neurotransmitters were so different in the post these kind of yogasanas or these programs that were conducted. Not only in the blood work they found the changes, then they found the changes in the EEG. They found that there were so many waves that were up totally different, and those waves are attributed with the joy and blissfulness and all of that. They also did another research recently where they did a functional MRI on these people, and they found changes in the people who were doing yoga. Then when I was talking about it, ठीक है अभी ये present का है. I mean, to our surprise, genes में modification आ रही है.
Yes.
The gene expression has been changing now. So there is absolutely changes. Not only happening कि मुझे ऐसे लगता है मेरे में बड़ा peace, शांति आएगी. That could be my perception. I could be biased. But right? That is me. लेकिन blood में changes देखना, EEG में changes देखना, MRI में changes देखना, फिर genetic expression में changes देखना is definitely a big deal. So जो हमारा ये योगा ये है yogic tool, it is not a small little thing. These things are very huge and very big. And I am sure at one point modern medicine will consider this as a form of treatment for lots of ailments. It will happen. लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये पहले फॉरेन कंट्रीज में होगा, बाद में इंडिया इसको ले लेगा, जबकि ये ओरिजिनेट इंडिया में होना चाहिए था. But that's how it will happen. It will happen.
Magar insurance will become out of business. That's the problem here.
There is another interesting thing. So everybody knows Surya Namaskar.
I have to leave because I have to call India.
Okay. I hope he feels all the best.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet all of you. Thank you.
Very nice that you joined, and I will post the homework.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, namaskar. I can share my screen if everyone likes that better.
Please, you were saying something.
Yeah. So there is. So everybody must have heard of Surya Namaskar, right? Everybody. So you must have heard a lot of things. This is the reason. That is the reason. So I was listening to Huberman's podcast recently. There is something called as circadian rhythm. That exists, right? So they have done physical research where they have found out that above your mouth, somewhere here in between, there are a few neurons which only get triggered when they see sunlight after, like, within 2 or 3 hours of waking up. So what happened is earlier there were no clocks, right? So every single organism is designed around the sun. So a lot of your bodily functions, hormones, and everything, maintenance, a lot of it is designed around the sun. So the key game is if you don't get that sunlight kick, it's right now they have put the count at 100,000 lux. Lux is the unit of measuring electricity, light. So if you don't get 100,000 lux in the morning within 3 hours of waking up, okay, your body doesn't register it as a new day, and a lot of your bodily processes don't start, and the same thing. So how they would do it? They would do Sandhya Vandanam and Surya Namaskar at that time, and there was no clock at that time. So how would the way they would keep measure of time is they would give you a mantra and ask you to repeat it 300 times. That's how approximately they knew, okay, one time recitation takes 3 seconds, 300 times takes 900 seconds, that's about 5-10 minutes. That's how they were holding the time. And you would do the Surya Namaskar in the morning and Sandhya Vandanam in the evening to calibrate your body against the sun, so that your body's processes start at the right time. Like if you have insomnia, or there are a lot of things like female bodies have a lot of problems of their own, male bodies have different problems of their own, but a lot of them are tied up to the sun. So I would say every day morning, as soon as you get like 5 minutes, if it's sunny, 5 minutes is enough. You can even call on phone these days, it doesn't matter, it's a different story. Or if it's not sunny, maybe 15-20 minutes in sun, you will see remarkable difference within the like 1-2 months, especially with regards to sleep or something, if you have any such problems.
When did the introduction?
I'll come. I'm listening to everybody.
नहीं अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन दे दो ना.
So my name is Abhay Rana. I moved to US about 8-10 years back. I came to Maryland initially. Now I am in California. So I am a software developer, work here. And yeah, so that's I attend some events here and there, and then it's nice to meet everybody.
Abhay, were you in Houston also?
I was in Houston.
Yeah, I remember you. I think we met. We went to the.
Yeah. Oh, it's you. There's no light. I think I remember you now. Your face is dark. Yeah. I think
we went to that youth trip together. I remember.
Yes. I remember.
Listening to Neil's book, audio book in the car and everything. So.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Neil's book. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Fantastic.
Great. Nice to see you again. Yeah.
Nice to see you. Is everybody here in West Coast now, or where is everybody?
So I'm in Florida. So क्या बोल रहे introduction?
I was in and out. My
यहाँ पे प्रिंसी जी. So Aarti is in Vietnam. Rajendra ji, Vinita ji, and Meera, who was initially there, they are all in East Coast. Princy ji is also in East Coast, but South. And then Shruti, you know already, and I, you know already. So बात खत्म. बाकी सब रोको. Shruti, your turn.
I think at this point,
क्या बना?
Gordon ये कथ की बिचन homework kormut bukare next time for Vaakh's complete panan. And I think also we're like way over time today, so maybe for the best.
We have a lot of people today, and there was a lot of we had a lot of meandering going on, so that's why
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think it's important too. Yeah, it's important. No, why I did more is because we were only 4 or 5 used to join, so I used to be like, yeah, jaldi karo. But अब हम कम कर सकते हैं, 2 करेंगे.
Maybe but I want to do the Ruben, Pran and Vaakh every time. It's like so refreshing.
I see a morning prayer when. All right, but you know that we kind of concluded that it is possible that it was done by the Muslims and not by because we are not able to find
voice of words.
A Muslim disciple, right?
Nandrishi or whatever. Chalo, okay. So do you want to give your intro?
I can, but I think Vishalji has dropped and everyone else.
That's true. All right, guys.
So Shruti from Houston, been with Kashmir Kitab since I think the 3rd session ever in Kashmir Kitab last year. I missed 2 sessions at least.
It's been a year almost, has it?
हमारा birthday आने वाला है ये month.
Yeah.
1 year.
1 year. Oh my God, really?
Do you know how many books we have read?
Yep.
How many?
Books I would never have read by myself.
So the Instagram page is my count, basically what we have read.
Yes, that's what it is.
So we have read Our Moon, Chaura Panchashika, Last Queen, Frozen Turbulence, Rajtarangini, but kind of skipped that and went to the wonders. That was Kashmir. Suvash Kak, and then Lal Vaakh. We started with Hoskote, but now we are at Jawar. But okay. All right.
When did you start? Just out of curiosity. What day did you?
So the first time that I got a response for my form was 23rd March 2022, but our first meeting would have been after that, obviously. So I think I think it was 24th, basically, because I was like, let's get going, and that's why I was saying that 24th March is a Friday this time, and we'll be having the session. Earlier I was doing it on Thursday, and then we moved it on to Tuesday, and blah blah whatever. Anyways, okay, Myunchu 67. I can actually share the screen if you guys want to. Want me to? A tab.
While Amrita is doing it, Rajendra ji, I figured out. So, unstruck sound is basically anahata. It's the heart chakra. That's the same word, Sanskrit word for unstruck sound.
Okay.
But it is the same. It is the sound which comes from no collision, you can call it, the physical version of that is Omkar, as you were mentioning. But the word is Anahata in Sanskrit.
Right.
The chakra.
Acha, so kya go? What does it mean again?
There are 7 chakras, right? So heart chakra is called Anahata.
Yeah.
Anahata
That's
chakra.
what I was saying. Na? It starts from the umbilical point. That's one of the chakras. It goes up.
Yeah.
So the sound you have to generate. When you say jab hum Om mantra padhte hain, you try to generate it from your Anahata. That is your navel ke paas jo chakra hota hai. And you keep going up. As you go up, the mouth will turn close and uska sound hi ho jayega. It is not Om like we say it. It's A-U-T-M.
Yeah.
So you try to focus on these energy, on these points, on these chakras when you utter the sound.
So also when you develop the neural structure to anticipate it, you can physically see feel the chakras inside your body. You can, right now we don't have, right? You have to do some sadhana to basically build the neural structures to perceive them. But once you do it properly, you can perceive, you can feel, right now my heart chakra is a little, tied up.
वो बोल रही थी कि you can, I don't know if you were there, but she was saying that when you could do the chakra, क्या now?
Shakti Charan.
Whatever, yeah. I don't know.
Shakti Charan Kriya, you can that's the breathing technique, yeah.
Yeah, she was saying you could focus on different and she could feel it.
It's very cool because most of Kashmir stuff was Tantra only, right? So this is all related to Tantra.
That's why Sadhguru's and ours...
very close.
Yeah.
Very close, yeah.
We are
also, I have a person who found the parallel to Gardevta in South India. So Sabarimala's door guard, is basically exactly the same Devata as our Gardevta. I just found out. So yeah, just FYI for everybody. If somebody is looking for lost devatas.
I also have a yantra from Sadhguru, so it is basically same. And somebody Kashuru Samutan Temun mein Yos Asan, Yos basically na Shaivism ka ye main hota tha ye yantra hona. So I have one at home. It's 400 pounds. So
yeah.
And the energy is totally different. When you enter that room, you can just sense it.
I want to go to the Tennessee part for sure.
I also want to go. I think
you guys should go. It's what
we should do. Our first in-person book club meet will happen there.
Actually, you can tie up with them, and when Sadhguru comes here, right? That Kashmiri Pandit thing can happen here itself, then, right? We can, because I think this is the lost chain. We are closest to Sadhguru now. There is no other Shaivite guru left anymore. Anyways,
correct. Correct.
Might as well segue.
If you guys want to do something, let me know.
I do. I mean, yes.
कुछ कर सकते हैं. Let's talk off. अभी late भी हो रहा है. We can talk and then let's make something, and maybe they will let us go as a group and we can have a close discussion with Sadhguru as a Kashmiri Pandit group. अभी दिल्ली में भी हुआ था.
But he said at that time, Sadhguru said at that time that if you want to do it, we can do it. So I'm sure, as a US thing, he would want to do it, more or less.
Let's do it. He's coming in April. He will be here till July.
Okay. Let's discuss this offline, okay?
Amrita is going to meet both Narendra Modi and Sadhguru then.
They should be happy to meet me, not me.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. Because I am also what they are. Okay. So, which brings me to why I should not be saying this. Okay. Kiansan Dititham Gulal.
What's the number?
Screen is petchuna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Kiansan Dititham Gulal Yetse. You bless some with unlimited happiness. Kiansan Zonuthn Dinas Var. And you deprived a good number of people. Kiansan Thenitham क्या छो Nalya Brahmach. Okay, some are very strangely involved in the web of the worst misfortunes. Bhagwan Chayni Gaitse Namaskar. Okay. So I salute you, my lord, your strange ways. So basically, she's trying to say that there is inequity in what you have given people. What you have, like some people have a lot of things. Gulal is basically a metaphor or whatever for like a lot of plethora of things and good things. And some people are, you have not given much. They're poor and they're struggling and everything. And she says, these are strange ways. But in her definition, like in her description of this, she says that she talks about past karma. She talks about past life. She talks about that what you are today is a sum total of your past life, and what you will be a sum total plus today's life, whatever, this life. So I don't think there is a comparison, but with the other people. But your aim should be to basically not, if you have got a lot of gulal, let's say, don't be like a happy person and be like, okay, I've got everything, but take that as a leverage to attain actually what matters is your supreme self, and don't let it get to your head that you are rich or you are poor, either way. So I mean, she says, like, this is obviously a simple thing, but what she's written in this explanation is about past life, and and she basically says those who take the uncertainty of the world for granted and try enjoying whatever comes their way are ultimately the losers. While enjoying the fruits of the past good karma, lots of new obligations accumulate. So don't let it get to your head, basically.
What does Brahmhitse mean?
Brahmhitse, I think it's like what he says is that Brahm, I don't think it has anything to do with Brahma. I think it is Brahm. Right? It is Brahm. You know what Brahm means.
Right.
It's an illusion.
Sort of.
Illusion.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what it means here. So Kiansan Tsenitham Nolai Brahmhitse. So you've entangled them into like web of worst misfortunes, basically. Okay. The next one is 68, I think. Is it? Kin mein pori tha ke nahi hai?
69.
Acha, 69. Shield man chui poin krenze. Worldly power and reputation is like water in a creel. Merch yem wrote malai yodvav. Maliyodvav. One who traps the flood of his emotions as a boatman holds the gust of a fierce wind in his fists. Okay?
Much ye wrote.
Much. I thought it is like honey. Because I don't think I have this Vaakh, I feel. Hold on. I don't think... Oh, I did 68 instead of 69. Okay, my bad. Okay. Much yem wrote malai yodvav. Host yus mastval gande ti yas tagi tai sui ad nihal. Okay, I did read this. Now I remember. Hos is the elephant, right? Okay, so basically, verbatim it is one who traps the flood of his emotion as a boatman holds the gust of a fierce wind in his fist, or one who controls desire as a trainer tethers a wild elephant with just a single strand of hair is the gainer of the day. So basically what she's saying, metaphorically saying that anything that is like Moh Maya is basically it's a strong force, like a very strong wind force or an elephant pulling on a string. All these worldly powers are and also like a water in a creel which has no no control, you can't control it. But one who is able to do that is the one who you will be able to do that only when you will be able to attain the supreme only when you are able to control these moh maya and zal. Basically that's what it ultimately is. Okay, 72. Tiamber payas kavun Tiamber payas kavun tsajin. Okay, Tiamber payas kavno tsajin masras kav onaj. ये तो मैं फिर क्या word onajin goes. Onajin goes. Shantyan Hunz Kral Tolmol Virgin Andrim Gah Yel Neber Pios. Okay, one who gets a spark of awakening should endure its impact. So Tiamber is basically, she's saying that there's a spark. When the spark hits you, you should have the strength to endure it. And this actually reminds me of Kundalini, the book, that you know you can end up anywhere when that kind of force hits you. The holy drink should not lead astray with him. Basically the holy drink means when you have attained it, when it becomes all good and enlightened, you should have the windpipe to sustain to receive it and not cough it out. And then it says it reduces the weight and value of the esteemed but calms the awakened souls. The internal celestial luminance should not show out. This is what I was going to say, that it says that when you are awakened, one thing is that you should not show it out. Andrim gah yeli neber pios. So keep it quiet and keep it means the luminance should show, but you should keep it hidden inside. However, my question was, okay, then what about all these gurus who are showing off? Not showing off, but sharing. Sharing or teaching anybody, right? So
they are not showing it off.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just coming to that point. Okay. That she does not mean that in this one. What she means is from this is in the description, is when when Muslims used to take to Shaivism, they used to say, apparently she has mentioned that Mansur, the legendary Mansur, who openly declared, I am God, being a Muslim mystic, it offended the great authorities and he was mercilessly killed. And they have mentioned Sarmad and Tabriz also, who met the same fate. So she, in her Vaaks during that time, obviously 13th century, when Kota Rani time, the Muslims had come in and invaded and all that, she's basically saying in that side, Andram Yuschu Suthayu Andri Nabarmadiyu, like don't tell anybody, otherwise you're going to get killed. They are also like, and she says that they are also like the winners of their death, as they have the capability to leave their mortal coil at their will, and which is what we mentioned also earlier, that they know when they're going to leave their bodies. So she mentions this as an extension, but it's not in the Vaak itself. When people are awakened, that they will know when they are going to leave.
One small thing about that one. They are actually talking about Baba Spandana over there in the previous one. If you go up, it's saying that, so what they are saying is that sometimes when you are on the path of sadhana, right, you might get a spark of awakening. That's exactly Baba Spandana. So what happens is you might get a hint or you might get a small bit of view of the thing. So you should be able to endure its impact. So if when you get, so it's a little bit different from, so what they're saying is that once you get that hit.
You're saying you should realize it, that it is it.
Yeah. It's you have to understand it, perceive it, and so it's basically when you get that thing right, you shouldn't go crazy like, oh,
correct,
you know,
correct.
So the holy drink should not lead astray. So there is a chance that when you get that hit, you might get astray.
Correct, and that's when we are coming to the next one.
A little too excited, maybe.
Correct.
Something like
And
that.
that's why
My understanding.
there is a let me finish the 71 because these are connected. Okay. So then it will all come together. So Patanich San Dith Thawan Mutton. Two places, Patan and Mutton in Kashmir. Lub Bhavichi Bolan Gyanik Geeth. Phut Neran Tim Kaite Vatan. Trukai Mail Chuk Per Kadpath. So she's saying that the awakened souls, what they do is when the spark hits them, they get too excited, they have power. What they do is they steal from Patan, which is the North Kashmir, and they deposit their gyan in mutton and get all the money and fame. They deliver long divine discourses on spirituality only to satisfy their greed and money and fame. They never achieve anything by making shows of their spiritual excellence. So be wise enough to abstain from all such activities. So, Gav answer, Jawab Gav Panai.
What I had recently learned, like Abhay was saying about Baba Spandana and all of that, you may feel a spark and you should. What they also tell you that the people जिनको वो spark लगता है, थोड़ा सा लगता है, and then they cannot contain is because the body is not prepared enough. तो अगर योगा से पहले बॉडी को इतना प्रिपेयर करो ताकि तुमको जो वो एनर्जी या कुछ भी पता चलता है, it will stay with you.
Correct.
Otherwise it will be a spark and it will remain a spark. You will never be able to contain it.
Correct.
And same thing, this is my
yes.
मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग ये भी वही कह रही है कि you get to know the shah kis narismazan, you will choke on it.
Correct.
You will cough, you will choke because it's not going down in the right path. Because the body is very weak. The body has to be very strong to keep it there.
Yeah. Both actually, not just that. That's what she was saying in the previous one, that body should be able to sustain it. And that's why I was bringing up Kundalini as a book. Because if you read it, you will know that when he did it, what kind of stuff happened to his body, and his body was not ready. But this particular says that when it gets to your head, basically.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
So that's why they say you have to have a teacher to teach you, to lead you to that path, right? Because unless you do it, you will just combust or something, right? Either you will go nuts, you will either go crazy.
Because this is very interesting. It's like sitting inside a bus. Okay. So, for example, imagine you're inside a bus. All the windows are closed. Now, if the bus is stationary, then also you will feel nothing is moving. And if the bus is moving with uniform velocity, then also you will feel nothing is moving. Because if there is no acceleration, your body will not feel as if the bus is moving. The reason is your frame of references is that you're inside the bus. Similarly here, because it's mind related, right? Your frame of references, you're trying to analyze your own self with your own frame of reference. It is a very difficult thing to understand. These are states of perception. States of perception are very difficult to understand and differentiate through your own mind and analyze your own. You have to have that, observer's mind to separate, and then it's very, very difficult.
We talked about that concept of Sakshi, I think, in the first
exactly, yes.
Rajendra ji had brought it up.
So that's why that, as you're saying, Guru is very important, because it's very, very hard unless you have not perceived these different states. To make sense of it is very hard, and as it's saying, right, that you choke on it, so this is not just something metaphorical. It will physically happen to you.
Yeah, it is literal. It is literal, and in fact, I feel like every time there is a Vaakh, and I am tired of this, but every time there is a Vaakh that comes, and then I'll say Kundalini padni chahiye. Kundalini padni chahiye. Fir Meera ne kharidi li usko. Napa meche ready. Yell se la. Okay, so homework time.
Madam, next week say मैं meeting बासा ही नहीं है. बकराई कोशिश 9:30 पता join करने सुते गाड़ी मज
Okay, sounds good. Tell you in
मगर ज़ित्रे Fridays करो वो miss. मगर ज़्यादा न various मज़.
Oh no.
ज़ित्रे ज़्यादा न.
That will be your first absence. Actually, you have been full 100% attendance.
वह कहीं न miss करे so.
It's 100% attendance, by the way. And each में ब्रू ही वाता. Okay. 82 में शो नितिनस दुतमुत वैन विचो सु करा ना करा मगर में दुतमुत वैन विचो ब्रोन कुन. अच्छा. 83, 84, 86, 87 कुछ करे हो. बे कुछ चू ले खान. कहाँ करते हो post please. ग्रुपस मस करते हो कहाँ post. श्रुति का श्रुति okay. 86, 80 sorry.
Can you repeat the numbers?
Start with beginning. Start from beginning.
Okay. 83, 84, 86, 87. Who? Let's do 3 only now. I think. Yeah, 2. Okay. Shall we do 2 because it took double the time?
I don't.
Who will be 2?
Don't include me.
क्या है?
मेरी किताब है.
ना ये चो online में तो बिचो soft copy. बहाने चे भगवान दित में वारिया.
I didn't know.
Prepare करान किस बजे काम करते सतन दोहन छाप करे दिखो. That is something which I can't even comprehend. Your time काट करे बैठने जिंदगी रुसित.
Okay, चलो. Okay, so let's do 3. Let's keep it at 3. फिर कुछ करेंगे कुछ नहीं करेंगे तो that's it. Okay, so 84. Sorry, where was I? 83, 84 ना 83, 84, 87 करो recording बंद. Okay.
87?
86.
करो recording.